My name's Tony, and I've organised the event on black women and fibroids because it's a major issue for black women. Managed to get this venue for free. We're here on Thursday, 2nd of June, and we expect to have about 150 women, no, sorry, 150 people turn up, but probably be mostly women. And we're going to speak about what fibroids are, how to deal with them, and different ways of coping with them if you can't get rid of them.
Actually, it's about 3 to 5 times more common, more likely to occur in a black woman than a white woman. 3 out of 4 women overall will be affected by the age of 50 with fibroids. However, 50% of them will not show any symptoms. There is evidence that a specific type of fibroid that runs in families. A study that was conducted, I think, about 2005 from Royal Free here did confirm that certain types of fibroids runs in families, and they tend to be more aggressive, they tend to present much earlier, and tend to cause more problems. Fibroids are a huge health problem, and they account for about 1/3 of all hysterectomies performed in the United States. The normal uterus, ovaries, and tubes. The one in the middle is riddled with multiple fibroids, and the location of the fibroids, have different effects and different implications in the way women present and in the way you treat them. So the one hanging out there is called the pedunculated. The one right in the middle is right in the cavity, and the other ones are in the muscle, which we call the neurotypes. The ones in the cavity tend to cause, the more severe symptoms of pain, irregular bleeding, and heavy bleeding that women experience when they have fibroids. What is peculiar about fibroids in black women? They tend to be discovered at an earlier age. The symptoms seem to be more severe when they occur, and they have more severe menstrual pain for some reason. Because my experience has been that most of the white women who present in my clinic tend to present at about the age of 45 to 50, whereas our women come in at about 35 to 40. So, and what really brings them usually is infertility for some reason. They tend to be able to cope with the other symptoms, and most of the time, by the time you see them, it tends to be linked with the desire to have children. And of course, because of that specific reason, they tend to prefer treatment options that preserve their womb and or their fertility. What is the importance of uterine fibroids? I've spoken briefly about the symptoms, which can be quite severe, debilitating, and can have an impact on the quality of life of women, especially our black women. You can't go to work, you bleed heavily, you can't predict when you're going to bleed, your social life is completely blocked, and your work especially is compromised. So it's a huge problem socially. Of course, we also spend money buying sanitary products and spending money in Holland and Barrett and some other shops. Now, the other important, of course, is the effect on fertility. Fibroids per se do not cause infertility.
Cynthia now, she talks about her journey in regards to fibroids. Cynthia?
I've battled with fibroids for over a decade, more than a decade really. And I went to my doctors for an examination. I was experiencing irregular periods, discomfort, my stomach and everything. So he examined me, and he said, he felt my stomach, and he said, oh, do you know what these are? And I said, no. My stomach at that time was hard and stony, but I didn't really take any notice of the feeling in my stomach. So he said to me, they're fibroids. I said, what's fibroids? Right, so he said, he didn't say anything, he just sent me to the hospital for a scan, had my scan, and the consultant said, oh, they're just little tiny cells. Nothing to worry about, so I didn't worry about it. My periods began to get worse, irregular periods, discomfort again. My stomach started to bloat and you know, what have you. So I thought, well, there's something not right. So I went back to my doctor again, and he said to me the fibroids are growing. So I still didn't know what fibroids were because I didn't really research it at that time. You know, I may have problems conceiving because of where the fibroids were. I had the fibroids were in the cavity area and outside the cavity area. And because he said that I'd had problems conceiving, I just resigned myself to the fact that I wouldn't have any children anyway. But lo and behold, to my amazement, I did fall pregnant. But during my pregnancy, went through the pregnancy up to 7 months, and my baby died inside of me. And I was adamant that I wasn't going to lose my womb. But I had my myomectomy, and I'm here to tell the story now. So basically, it was through my research, I was adamant what I wanted to have. I made a choice of what I wanted to have. However, as I said before, if it was a matter of life and death, I would have gone for a hysterectomy. So what I'm saying to you ladies here now, you know, we don't know, you may not know why you've got fibroids. I don't think anybody knows why we have fibroids. You say it's hormonal imbalance, family history, it could be a form of stress, we don't know why, but I always believe it's your choice. It's your choice. If you want to have a myomectomy, if you want to have an alternative to a hysterectomy, make sure that you're comfortable. You know, make up your mind. Don't allow somebody else to make up your mind for you.
When I found out that I needed to have an operation, I was also homeless at the time, and I wrote this poem. I'm a woman, I'm homeless. It's been rough, but I got through it, still getting through. I'm still a woman, I still want love. My body says it's time for a rest, I'm still a woman. I have no children, they want my uterus, I'm still a woman. I have no periods, yippee, I'm still a woman. I'm supposed to be all hormonal and be crying, I'm not. Maybe I'm not normal, but I'm still a woman. I have feelings, maybe I've just built a wall around them, I'm still a woman. I called a friend who said he would take me to JA. Why tell me after the event, I'm still a woman? I think I found a new man, it's early days. But even though I've lost a lot, I've gained more. Remember, I'm still a woman. My story is different to Cynthia's, and plus, I hope I say it with enough seriousness, but I do comedy and I joke a lot, so I'll think. But basically, when I started my periods, they were quite light, and I've never had period pains or anything. It's only like in the first year. And as my periods was getting heavier, I just thought it's because I was getting older. I didn't really put it to anything more than that. And I went to the doctors, just like Cynthia, for something else. In fact, I was sent to a consultant, and they told me that I had fibroids. And they said to me to have a myectomy. And I forgot what the operation was called. Good job, they put it up on the thing. But I was told that my fibroid was like in the wall of my uterus. So because the operation was going to be quite delicate, that it may actually turn out that I need to have an hysterectomy. Now, I didn't particularly want to have any children. So I was like, but I didn't want to have the choice taken from me, because in later time, because I think I was about 30 around about those times. So anyway, but the doctor said it so coldly, oh, well, that might happen. She never saw me.